Okay, good morning, third graders. So today we're going to continue working on what we started yesterday, and we're going to be doing two different word problems using two different problem-solving types. So the very first problem we're going to do is a compare problem with a set model, and our second problem is a separate problem with a concrete model. So let's start off with our compare, and let's go ahead and read the problem. Our first problem is Raymond has 13 cat toys. Milo has 12 more toys than Raymond. How many toys does Milo have in all? So the very first question that we're going to have to ask ourselves is there a change? In this problem, Raymond has 13 cat toys and Milo has 12 more toys than Raymond. So there is not a change. So we know that this problem can either be a compare problem or a part-part whole. Since we are not given a whole, we know it's a compare problem. We are going to use this set model for this problem. So the first thing that we're going to do is go through our problem and find the smallest set. So if Raymond has 13 cat toys, Milo has 12 more than Raymond, we know that Raymond has the smaller set. So we're going to write 13 on the side, and we need to use our base 10. So we need to have one long line representing our 10 and 3 dots or squares representing our 1s, and there's 3 of those. The difference is 12, so we need to do the same exact thing for our difference. We're going to have 1, 10, and 2 1s because it's 12. So now we need to add these together. If we have 13 plus 12, let's use our base 10s to do some addition, because that's our tool. In our tools, we could either do subtraction or addition, but since we have to figure out how many Milo has, and we know Milo has 12 more than 13, we know we have to add. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1s, 3, 4, 5, and we have 10, 20. We have 2 10s in our sets. So we need to add 2 10s to our larger set. So now let's add our complete larger set. 10, 20, 1, 22, 23, 24, 25. So our larger set is 25. So going back to our problem, how many toys does Milo have in all? And we know he has 12 more than 13. Milo has 25 toys total. And that is how you use the base 10 with the set model. And we found out how many toys Milo had in all. So now moving on to the next problem. Our problem is Mike had 100 Legos. He gave 23 Legos to his younger brother. How many Legos does Mike have left? So this is a separate problem with a concrete model. So we're going to use our linear model and figure this problem out. But our very first question we need to ask ourselves is there a change? So if Mike has 100 Legos and he gives 23 Legos to his little brother, we know that Mike isn't going to have 100 Legos anymore. So therefore, we know there is a change in our problem. So if there's a change, this problem can either be a join or a separate. But it's a separate because we have to use the tool of subtraction, because Mike is losing Legos because he's giving some to his little brother. So with all of that known, we are going to start our model. So we have 100 as our total. So this pink slip right here is going to represent the 100. So this is our total. And it equals 100. So the pink is the 100, and that's how many Legos that Mike had in all to begin with. He gave 23 Legos to his little brother. So since we already know that we're going to be doing subtraction, we need to remember that in the number line, numbers go from smallest to biggest. So we need to start subtracting from the biggest number, so that therefore we can find the correct answer the easiest way possible. So our little green slip is going to represent how many Legos Mike gave his brother, which is 23. So this green strip represents 23 Legos. So now we need to figure out what 100 minus 23 is. So I'm going to write this out. 100 minus 23. Because we have to do this because we're trying to find what this number is. What is our result? Because right now we don't know it. In order to find it, you have to subtract 23 from 100. So whenever we get this problem started, we know that 3 is bigger than 0. So we can't take it away from 0. So we have 100. So we need to take 10 out of 100. So we have to change this 100 to a 90. We have to change the 0 in the 1 place to a 10. Because we took 10 away from 100. So now we have 10 minus 3 is 7. And we have 90 minus 20 is 70. We already have a 7 in the 1's place. So we know in the 10's place needs to go another 7. So 90 minus 20 is 70, and 10 minus 3 is 7. So 100 minus 23 equals 77. So we're going to add our blue slip to represent what our result is, which is how many Legos Mike still has left. And according to our linear model and our problem, 100 minus 23, we know that Mike has 77 Legos left. And that is represented by the blue strip. So, before we go to lunch, I just want to remind you guys what we did. Today, we did 2 different problems. We did a compare problem using a set model, and we did a separate problem using the linear concrete model. And so y'all need to pack up and get your things ready for lunch.